Today we are rebuilding VFB Stuttgart from Germany, who, against all expectations, last season qualified for the UEFA Champions League, finishing in second place above even Bayern Munich, which was very sensational. However, this season they are stuck in mid-table after about 10 games, being around 9th or 10th spot. So they need something like a rebuild, and that's when Rebuild Sombrero is stepping in here at Stuttgart to try and build this team up not only to the best team in Germany, but the best team in Europe. We've got a few good players like Gundav in striker position, who was bought in from Brighton. He's of course a German national player, just like Führig at left midfield, 79 rated. We have Stiller in midfield, who is only 23, already 79. Milo also 2178, a good talent. Zagadou and Chabot, not bad, those centre-backs. As well as Mittelstädt, who's also German national player. And then Nübel on loan from Bayern Munich. We have a few players on loan to us, so we'll need to figure that out, as we have 3 transfers per season available to us. And so here we can see Toure, Kretzik, Rieder, all on loan to us. Those 3 are the best rated players here. One is 73, one is 66, one is 74. Certainly Rieder and Toure are very interesting players. Nübel is here for 2 years actually, so he will not... It's not necessary that we buy him right away. That is a good thing. And so the first player to come in permanently is the striker El Bilal Toure. He's 22 years of age, comes from Italy. We had a buy option on him already integrated into the game of 6.7 million. From Atalanta he comes in to Stuttgart. I've by the way also chosen the wing play tactical vision with Stuttgart for this rebuild. After settling for El Bilal Toure's buyout option, we still have 16 million in our budget. We've also made a few transfers out, like Pascal Stenzel, who goes to Norwich. Fagir, who goes to Shabab for 2.3 million. Niklas Hardy goes to Salzburg for 2.5 million. And then a whole host of loan moves. Notably Danny Seaman, a very talented goalkeeper. Which brings us back up to 23 million, our starting budget actually we had here at Stuttgart. The second player we bring in is yet another player who was on loan to us. They can back up at this moment in time, but he's only 22. At this point, we are building out the squad for the future. Fabian Rieder comes in for 9.4 million from Stade Rennes, the Swiss man. We continue to build out the squad, bringing in a Spaniard this time, who's only 23, 74 rated, a CDM. Still got a lot of room to grow. It is Antonio Blanco joining us from Alaves for 10 million, plus backup CDM Yannick Keitel. So for the first season, this is how our squad is looking like. Still too many centre-backs in my opinion. I want to try to get out some of them, especially those Stergiou and Chase guys. We do have Blanco on the bench as a backup to Stiller and Carrazor. Look at him, he's of course 23, 74 rated. Mittelstädt and Führig on that left side are very good. Undav, I'm going to give him the starting spot. Demirovic is his backup. A very good squad actually, with of course the additions of, where are they? Toure on the permanent, as well as Rieder. I pressed the wrong button here. 22.74, whereas Toure is 22.73. We will of course play Champions League football this season, so I don't know what to expect from ourselves. We certainly don't have a Champions League winning squad yet, but it's a good experience, I guess. The halfway point of season number 1, we are currently sitting in 3rd place after 19 games. 36 points, 11 points behind league leaders Bayern Munich. Second is Leverkusen. Bayern are currently on an invincible season so far. And in the UEFA Champions League phase, we finished in 6th place. So we will go immediately straight to the round of 16. What an achievement that is. I mean, ahead of Bayern Munich even. Well, in the round of 16, we will face PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League. First away from home. I'm still of the opinion that it's a little bit early to play in the round of 16 of the Champions League. But let's see. It's a 2-0 win. Undav and Carrazor give us the win. And we are marching on. Second leg, strongest starting 11. 2-0 ahead from the first leg. And it's a 1-1 draw, which means that we go through to the quarter-finals of the UEFA Champions League in season number 1. Well, in the quarter-finals, it's a whole different fish. Liverpool Football Club coming to the Gottlieb Daimler Stadium in Stuttgart for the first leg. I don't have my expectations too high for this quarter-final, and this is why. 4-2 defeat, Salah, Diogo Jota with a brace, and Szoboszlai with the goals, Undav and Milotsko for us, but it's a 2-4 defeat at home. Let's just get through to the second leg at Anfield. Of course, I don't hope we get battered. We don't. Actually, a quite tough one here to take. Only 2-1, 6-3 on aggregate. We bow out in style of the Champions League. At the end of season number 1, we fall back into 5th place on same points than Dortmund in 4th. Unlucky that we didn't qualify for the Champions League right away here. Bayern Munich, by the way, have got an invincible season under their belt. 26 wins, 8 draws, 0 losses. That is incredible. We've, by the way, also played the Super Cup of Germany, which we lost on penalties to Bayer Leverkusen at the beginning of the season. Leipzig take home the DFB Pokal over Köln, whilst we've been defeated by Leipzig in the quarter-finals. In the end, the Champions League goes to Arsenal over Inter. The Europa League goes to Turkey, to Besiktas over Spurs. And even the Conference League, that is sensational, went to Turkey to Çaykur Rizespor on penalties over Real Betis. We are looking at 28 goals by our striker Deniz Undav. He's really delivered. 27 goals by 22-year-old Milo, who is now 82 rated. 11 goals for Demirovic. Even 10 goals and 8 assists for leveling. The stats are not looking bad. And I mean, the growth of the team is not looking bad either. Stiller up to an 80, Führich up to an 80, Mittelstadt 80, Chabot 80, Milot 82. Even Nübel in goal at 28, 82 rated. He's still one more season on loan to us. I think we've done a magnificent job in season 1. It was always going to be near impossible to repeat what they did in real life last season. 2nd place. But 5th place, runner-up in the Super Cup. Quarterfinals of the DFB Pokal and quarterfinals of the Champions League is the bad start, a bad base to get started on. For season number 2, we have round about 59 million in our budget, so a lot more money than last season, of course. And so consider the first signing we are making, the biggest one so far, a new right back, because we only had one quite average right back, 24-year-old Wagnerman, who was about 77 rated. We have decided to go in for a man who in real life has joined Dortmund on loan. It is Jan Couto from Manchester City for 43 million. And so the second and probably final signing of season 2 is a new centre-back. This season we will be playing in the Europa League. We need more strength in defense, and that's what we've done. A well-known centre-back by the name of Presnel Kimpembe. His contract was expiring at PSG. He was only fourth-string centre-back anymore, and so for 17 million, he comes into Stuttgart. We've then gone on and made whole list of sales. Nick Woltemade goes to Elche for 4 million. Jong-Woo Yong, I hope I didn't butcher the name, 5.5 million to Fiorentina. Luke Pfeiffer to Hertha BSC for 1.6. Tomás Castanaras to Mechelen in Belgium for 2.3. Juan José Perea for 2.3 away. Takil, the centre-back, goes to Wolfsburg for 6 million. A big one in Eremedin Demirovic goes to Villarreal for 33 million. And an Axel Zagadou to Leipzig for 16. We are back up to a royal budget of 56 million for one single final transfer. And that's exactly when we swoop in for our low-knee goalkeeper. I was expecting him to join us on a permanent in the second season, and that's exactly what's happened. Alexander Nübel coming in from Bayern for 27.5 million. A lot of money we had to spend, but now we have a rock at the back. Our squad depth is looking quite bleak right now. We have Kimpembe who goes into that centre-back spot alongside Chabot. No Zagadou left, but Hendricks actually is on the bench now alongside Rouault, the 2 bench players. Rieder at cam and Bilal Touré at backup striker. Blanco still at the CDM spot on the bench, but I might give him the starting spot over Carazor, who is now, even though he's the captain, he's 28, whereas Blanco is 25 and already one higher rated. And as I've already predicted, we will play in the Europa League this season, where the target, the expectation of the board is to reach the semi-final. 2 is done and dusted, and we have qualified for the Champions League again in season number 3 as we finish in 4th place. Just 13 points behind Bayern Munich. It's getting closer and closer, the gap to the top. We've even reached the final of the DFB Pokal before just about losing to Leverkusen in the final 3-2. The Champions League this season goes to Barcelona over Juventus. We finished in 9th place, just about missing out on top 8 in the Europa League phase. We were better actually last season in the Champions League phase. Make that make sense. But oh well, in the playoff round, where are we? We absolutely dismantled Çaykur Rizespor, who have won Conference League last season. Round of 16, we just about overcame Benfica. But in the quarterfinals, an all-German affair goes to Hoffenheim over ourselves. And in the end, it is Aston Villa defeating Napoli to win the Europa League. Finally, the Conference League goes to Sparta Prague over St. Gallen from Switzerland. 33 goals for Undav, who is up to an 85 rating. That is crazy. 86 rating for Milot, who is still only 23. 20 goals, 19 assists for him. 39 contributions. 16 goals for Leveling, who is also up to an 80. Even Furish with 13 goals and 5 assists. Looking at this squad, it's coming together very nicely. Blanco now at an 82. Stiller at an 81. We have Leveling 80. Nearly everybody, actually, is everybody in the 80s? Yes, everybody in the whole starting 11. No wonder we finished in the top 4. Is in their 80s. That is crazy. 4th place in the Bundesliga. Could we attack the crown of Bundesliga already next season, season 3? Maybe already even the Champions League crown, although that could be a little bit premature. Let's see. I mean, what a perfect opportunity to start off season number 3. Bringing in a free agent right midfielder. Exactly where we were looking for. A 30-year-old who has experience in the Bundesliga. It is Serge Gnabry joining us from the free agency list. The only thing I'm changing still is bringing in a new centre-back. Once again, after Kimpembe in season 2. I bring in another Frenchman in season number 3. In a straight swap deal, it is Kevin Danso coming in from Lens for 1 million plus Julien Chabot was already 28. Also 2 ratings lower than Kevin Danso. And so that is how we are looking like. 27-year-old, 83 rated Danso at centre-back alongside 30-year-old Kimpembe. Gnabry goes in that right midfield spot. He's 2 higher rated than Leveling, although Leveling is 5 younger. Gnabry will give us that experience. Furish is 81, just like Mittelstadt, both 28, 29. If this rebuild goes on for much longer, then we will need to replace them as well. Just like Nubel, who might actually stay there for some time longer as he's a goalkeeper. And Kimpembe is also one to keep an eye on. In this transfer window, we've also sold both Fabian Bredlo to Ghent in Belgium for 1.5 million. And Justin Deal, a former talent, goes to Mainz in our country for 4.2 million. I've just realized on the calendar, lads, we had to play Champions League playoffs. How is that even possible? Let's have a look into that. So first off, we faced Anderlecht in the first round of qualifying, and in the playoff round we had to face Sporting, which we won on penalty, so we will go to the Champions League. But something is not right here. A German team that finishes in 4th never goes to the qualifying or playoff round even. I mean, we've still got 81 million in our budget and the transfer window is still open. I mean, we got some weaknesses, especially at left back, left midfield. Not weaknesses, they are 81 rated, but they will go down some when. And yeah, I may need to look into that, to be honest, lads. And so, lads, I have looked into the left midfield spot and found an absolute superstar who will become one even more in the future. And I just couldn't pass up on the opportunity. His contract at Dortmund was expiring. It is the absolute unit of a runner, sprinter, super fast. It is Karim Adeyemi coming in for Borussia Dortmund for 35 million. Now we are really stacked on the wing positions. Adeyemi at 24, 82 rated. Furish goes on to the reserves. Leveling still on the bench as Gnabry is also in there. He's already 31 now. Both of our wingers are now 82 rated. With Adeyemi a man for the future. Mittelstadt still stays in the left back spot. Can't even speak. Well,
right
at the halfway point of the season, actually, after 20 games, we are in a title race on 46 points in second spot on the same points as Bayern Munich. A little bit of a worse goal difference. And we finished in 5th spot in the UEFA Champions League phase, which means we don't have to go to a playoff. Undav was injured, so he's now back in the starting 11 for the first leg of the Champions League round of 16 against LOSC Lille from France. Let's see how this goes. First away from home. And it's a 3-1 win. Blanco with a brace and Mittelstadt with a goal. Second leg is on the way at home. We are ahead 3-1. Let's see if we can get through. Yes, even though Undav missed a penny, scored a goal and Milot as well. 5-1 aggregate. Well, the stage where we got knocked out last season was in the quarterfinals. We faced Borussia Dortmund this time. Let's see how this goes in the old German affair. At the Dortmund Stadium here. Away from home, it's a 2-all draw. Nothing separates the two sides. Here we are then for the second leg. Undav up to an 87, Milot 89. We have a fantastic squad. Can we get through against Dortmund? No. We bow out 5-3 on aggregate, 3-1 on the night. And Mecha with a brace and Wesley with a goal. Nabri's goal wasn't enough for us. It is the end of season number 3 and we finish in second place. In the end, 7 points off Bayern Munich. But we are getting closer and closer to that elusive league title in Germany. We have, however, for the first time we have won the DFB Pokal over Gladbach 2-0. In the end, the Champions League goes to Real Madrid over the German outfit of Leverkusen. The Europa League goes to France to Rennes over Villarreal. And West Ham win the Conference League for the second time in the history over Karabakh from Azerbaijan. We are once again, even though he was injured, looking at 28 goals for Dennis Undav, who is 88 rated. 89 still Milot, who has scored 27 as well from Cam. 15 goals even for Serge Gnabry, 9 and 10 for Furic, and even 8 goals and 10 assists for Blanco. Even though we got knocked out in the quarters of the Champions League, we've still had a good season. Second place in Bundesliga, winner of the DFB Pokal. Let's crack on with season 4 once again in the Champions League. This season we are looking at 94 million in our budget. That's a big budget to work with. First off, we bring in a new left back, replacing Maximilian Mittelstadt, who is 82 rated, but he's already 30. This man here is only 21, he's 81 rated. There wasn't a lot to replace, actually. The Dutch defender, very versatile as well. Jorel Lato coming in for 30 million from Napoli, plus Maximilian Mittelstadt in exchange. I could make changes to either Rouault or Stiller. Rouault who has replaced Kimpembe, actually. Of course, already 31. But I'm not going to. I'm going to leave the team like that. This is a core Stuttgart team. Stiller, Rouault. We have, of course, Milo still in there. Undav. It didn't stop us, though, from making a few transfers out. Laurin Ulrich goes to Sheffield United for 6.7 million. Ramon Hendricks leaves us, the centre-back, to Hull City for 3.5. And third-string striker Milosevic, who had lost his potential tag, goes to Lens for 7.7 million. I've actually completed the heist of the century. I know I said I wouldn't change anything anymore, but Kimpembe was just too old right now. He was already 32. And also dipping in the overall, that's why I brought in an absolute superstar in Gonzalo Inacio from Olympique Lyon for 40 million plus Kimpembe. And as sorry as I am, Rouault will go back to the bench. We have Inacio going in the starting 11, 25-84, alongside Danso. And that's a much better looking back line already. Younger as well, 21-year-old Tato and 25-year-old Inacio coming into the team this season. We lead January in season number 4. We are in second place, 6 points off Borussia Dortmund, who are running away with it. It is difficult to win the Bundesliga, I have to say. But at least we are in second place right now. It's very congested at the top though. With 5th place Leipzig only 2 points behind us. And in the Champions League, we only finished in 17th place, which means we have to go to the playoff, where we will face Spurs of all teams. That's going to be tough. This is the first time we are in the playoff round, and we will face Spurs, which is a difficult opponent. Let's see how it goes. First at home, and it's a 2-0 loss It is a 2-0 loss. We are backs against the wall here against Spurs. Don't have a lot of hope. We have Nübel at an 87, Undav at a 90, but we are 2-0 down. Let's see how it goes away from home in the second leg. It's another 2-1 loss. Højlund and Solomon. We bow out 4-1 in the playoff round. That was not a great Champions League campaign. Season 4 is over and once again we don't win the league. We once again finish in third place, but what is more worrying me is that we are 16 points off Borussia Dortmund. Bayern have fallen to 5th. We are in third behind Leipzig and ahead of Leverkusen. At the beginning of the season we had lost the Super Cup as well to Bayern Munich. The German Cup goes to Leverkusen over Bochum. Here we've been knocked out by Paderborn in round 2. That was awful. An El Clasico final in the Champions League goes to Real Madrid over Barcelona. Leipzig also win the Europa League over Villa. And the Conference League goes to Lazio over the Portuguese outfit of Braga. And guys, I mean, Undav is such a monster. 31 goals for him in 49 appearances. He's up to a 91 at 31 years of age. 19 for Milot, who is 92 rated. 14 goals for Furish, who is 84 rated. And 88 rated Adeyemi as well with 10 goals. I mean, this squad is absolutely bonkers. Just look at the overalls. 87 Inacio. We have an 84 Hato. 87 Nübel in goal. This team needs to do better next season. Otherwise, I mean, we anyways need to make a few changes. People like Stiller, Leveling don't really grow. Gnabry has now gone down. This was quite a disappointing season. At least third place in the Bundesliga gives us a spot in the Champions League next season. But we will need to do much better than playoffs in that competition next season. Now for season number 5, I go in for a new right midfielder, as I already announced. Serge Gnabry wanted to leave the club, so we put him in a swap deal. And we bring back to Bundesliga an absolute rapid superstar in Jeremy Frimpong. His contract was expiring, 40 million plus Gnabry he cost us. Usually Bayern come in for our players. This time it's the other way round. We go in for one of theirs, whose contract was expiring with our last grasps of money. A CDM replacing Stiller in the starting 11, it is Kobbie Mainoo for 41 million. He's only 23 and already 84 rated. Mainoo is on the same overall than Stiller, but he's 4 years younger, so he goes into the starting 11. Stiller goes onto the bench. I want to sell Karazor still. And Frimpong goes into that starting 11, replacing Leveling, who goes onto the bench. Of course, we don't have Gnabry left, but he was old anyways and 82 rated. We've actually strengthened the bench with Leveling going back there. Stiller is on the bench as well. We have a strong bench now as well as a strong starting 11. Here it is then. We've actually sold the Turkish midfielder Atakan Karazor for 16.5 million. His release clause to Udinese. Again in third place at the halfway stage of season 5. 45 points this time though in the title race with Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen as well as Leipzig. We did finish in 6th place in the UEFA Champions League phase. I like that. 6 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 18 points. We are about to face Sea Osasuna away at the Estadio El Sadar in Spain. Let's see how this goes in the round of 16. It's a 2-1 loss actually. Anthony, is that the Anthony of Manchester United and Reguer? We went ahead, but we have lost the game away in Spain. We cannot afford to go out here. We've been very strong in the beginning, the first 2 Champions League appearances, but then average last time, and it would be average this time, unless we turn it around, which we do. Adeyemi with a brace, 3-2 win, defeating Osasuna just about to make it into the quarterfinals. It is actually a remake of the quarterfinals a couple of years ago, where we faced Dortmund and got knocked out. Let's see how it goes this season. Borussia Dortmund away from home in the first leg. And it's a 2-1 win. Undav with a brace, our man for all occasions, brings us the victory at the Signal Iduna Park. Let's hope and pray that we can finally make it into the semi-finals. The best result in Stuttgart's history is on the line here. It's another 2-1 win. But this time it was a lot closer. It went to extra time because Dortmund went ahead in the 24th minute to Thuram. Leveling and Undav turned the game around in extra time to make us 4-2 winners and go into the semi-finals, finally defeating Dortmund. However, this is where it gets really difficult. Gottlieb Daimler Stadium, first leg at home against Real Madrid in the semi-finals. Couldn't be a lot more difficult. But oh well, we've got a good squad. Let's see how it goes. It's a 2-2 draw. First leg 2-2 draw. Vidi Viva brace. Mainu and Undav score our goals. The question is, can we make it through to Stuttgart's first ever Champions League final? Facing the hardest opposition there is, away from home, Real Madrid, and we defeat them. Undav with a brace and Adeyemi with a goal. Give us a 5-4 win actually over Real Madrid and put us through to our maiden UCL final. Well, of course, in the Champions League final we had to face Manchester City, the English juggernauts. At the end of the season in Bundesliga, we finish in second place, just 3 points behind Leverkusen. We just can't win that elusive Bundesliga as it is. We won the Pokal, we are now in the Champions League final, but we couldn't win Bundesliga. This time the VFB Pokal goes to Leipzig over Bayern, whilst we've been defeated by Bayern in the semi-finals. The other European competitions, let's have a look at them. Sociedad win an all-Spanish match against Villarreal in the Europa League final. Whilst the Conference League goes to Lyon over Manchester United, 2-0. We are once again looking at 42 goals. What an excellent striker we have in Dennis Undav. 58 contributions in 55 games is diabolical. 29 goals for Milot, who is up to a 93. He's been so consistent as well. 17 even for Adeyemi, who is up to a 90. And even backup left midfielder Führich, who's played nearly as many games as Adeyemi, has scored 14 goals. With Mainu coming from CDM with 9 as well. However, now it is time to focus on the Champions League final at Wembley Stadium as well. So Manchester City have got an advantage. But oh well, let's go there against all odds and deliver. This is Savinho already going forward here in the first minutes. Into Haaland. Savinho gets the ball back. Careful. Savinho into Perron. And Savinho gets the ball back and nearly scores the opener for City. This is Dennis Undav. Dennis Undav looking for Adeyemi, who is very fast. This is Karim Adeyemi. A phenomenal save by Ederson. Still the ball in play. Frimpong. Now Undav, this is Dennis Undav, misses the target. Still Kamavinga, going inside, Kamavinga, ball inside, good save, goalkeeper Nübel. Can we create some space now as Adeyemi is running down into Milot, now Milot, can he go all the way? This is Milot, Enzo Milot, our superstar. With the opener after 33 minutes, we've caught them on the counter. Milo goes all the way. There was a distraction through Frimpong for the defender. That's why, yeah, the defender went with Frimpong. Then decided to go with Milot, but it was too late. And Ederson this time can't do anything about it. We have to defend well here as Haaland goes and Nübel with an easy save this time. We've been quite defensive first half, but doesn't matter as long as you're ahead. This is Sato now. Can we immediately go for a second goal here at the start of the second half? Milot, 2-0! Was it Milot even? I'm not so sure. Could have been another player as well. It was Adeyemi actually. 2-0 for VFB Stuttgart after 50 minutes, just after half-time. And I mean, look at this play here by Adeyemi. Goes past everyone. Pulls the defender with a bit of luck. Strikes it home, 2-0 to Stuttgart. Kuto, former club of course, facing here tonight. As Frimpong going forward again. Frimpong looking for another run of Milot. This time the defender intercepts. Careful Erling Haaland with way too much space here. Danzo tries to go in and he does well. He does really well. Here goes Cruz. Cruz has come on as well. I think that's a striker. Maybe the Ronaldo region. I've looked it up. He's Portuguese. Plays it into Haaland, but we defend well. And now a long ball by Nübel into Adeyemi for Undav. Now Milot again. One-on-one. Can he find Undav? No, he finds himself again. What does he do there? Could have just shot. I pressed the wrong button, I believe. We are bringing off goal scorer Adeyemi. Leveling comes in, and Milot, our star player, goes off as well for Rida because he's very tired. Just that is the reason. Frimpong stays in there. Undav as well as the captain. As now Haaland can go. But he stopped immediately by, I think that was Inacio, comes back and defends like a monster, like all game long. This is Couto. Couto going forward. Jan Couto. Couto doing the chop here, the Ronaldo chop. Now Rida. Mainu into Undav. Undav! Nearly with a third. This is Couto winning the ball back. And it should about be it. Maybe that's Manchester City's last action. They won't get 2 more goals. That is for sure. As time is already running out now. Cruz going forward one more time. Trying to find the pass. But it's offside and that's it. The game is done and dusted. The Champions League season is done and dusted. And VFB Stuttgart come out on top. On top of Europe. On top of the Champions League. Not on top of the Bundesliga. It was very close though. But Milot and Adeyemi give us our first ever Champions League trophy for VFB Stuttgart. The rebuild comes to a close. 5 seasons of hard work. We were in the Champions League relatively often, but in the end, it had to be the full 5 seasons. And yeah, it was very, very big grind in the end. But oh well, this is how it ends. VFB Stuttgart will go and collect the trophy. The trophy that is not there. An invisible trophy. Absolutely brilliant, DA. Absolutely fantastic. But I don't care as Dennis Undav is there. Lifting the invisible trophy. Stuttgart are the Champions League winners. The rebuild is over. It's been Rebuild Sombrero. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm out.